So we are in the last quarter of the year 2023. At this point, I'd love to ask you a very kind question. When we were starting this year, you made some resolutions. And somewhere in your resolutions, one of the things that you made clear was that at the end of the 2023, you wanted to own a car. I just want to ask you again, do you still have that resolution with you? Are you seeing yourself owning a car before the end of the year? If the answer is yes, then I can only wish you well. But the reality we have on the ground is that things are really thick for Kenyans, especially people who really want to own cars right now. You cannot really own cars easily because one, the prices have gone up. Now, this has been contributed by the fact that the government actually increased taxes on these cars. And we've asked ourselves, so ni kama government inataka tuendelee kutembea kama livestock. But in this video, I just want to highlight how we actually saved almost 400,000 by getting this car for one of these subscribers. And we want to say congratulations to you. But before we come to that part of the video, we want to quickly highlight the specs of the car that we are talking about. So stick around and please help us like the video so that other people can also get to watch this video. You must have now noticed that the car that we are talking about today is the Mercedes-Benz E-Class. This is the E200 Avant-Garde Grade 2016 model. By the way, something that I've observed in the Kenyan market is that young lawyers from law school actually love the C-Class. So I don't know whether they have been told once you've been admitted to the bar, now the next thing you should get a Mercedes so that you can win cases. You tell me in the comment section. Now, the E-Class sits between the C-Class and the S-Class. People who buy this particular kind of car, ni watu wateseki, hawalipi rent, they have a title deed. So please make sure that you understand where you belong. I'm not saying that you cannot own it if you don't have maybe a title deed. Now this is the E200 Avant-Garde Grade. There are quite a number of trim levels. Actually there are three. We get the entry level, that is the exclusive trim. We also get this trim that is in the middle, Avant-Garde Grade. Then at the top of that pyramid, we have what we call the AMG line. Now, what is the powertrain of this car? The car is powered by the M274 engine. That is a 2-liter, that is inline 4, that is also turbocharged. That particular engine is very powerful, exudes about 184 horsepower, and that power is sent to the wheels at the rear through a 9-speed automatic transmission, what Mercedes actually calls the 9G-tronic transmission. So yes, this car is very powerful. It makes about 300 Newton meters of torque, but something I noticed here is that the fuel consumption is not really friendly. Of course, you have to pay the price. The exterior design of Mercedes-Benz E-Class is where Mercedes really put in the work. Now, it's really striking, it stands out, and by the way, this is what exudes class. This is what will command respect. This is what will make you stand out when you own a Mercedes-Benz. The E-Class comes with the distinctive dual DRLs that puts it apart from the C-Class. So you get that and it gives the car a very good look. By the way, what you need to understand is that there's a camera that is mounted just right on top of the 3-pointed star that is able to give you the 360 view through those parking sensors that are fitted in this car. Now, if you thought maybe the exterior is where the pleasure and class is, the interior is here for you. Once, I need to talk about how practical the interior of this car was. I was driving this E-Class for the very first time. I've ever been in an E-Class before. I've never driven an E-Class. So what really impressed me was the legroom. It was amazing. I think this is attributed to the fact that this particular car has a longer wheelbase of about 116 inches, more space in the interior. Have we talked about now the layout of the dashboard? When you get to the cockpit, when you get to where you're going to spend a lot of time here, you'll be greeted by those two screens. By the way, Mercedes did fit like 12.1 inches each on both sides. That gives you like a whole 24 inches of screen, but they're split into two. So on the right side actually is the infotainment system, not even the infotainment, but the driving information. On the left, you can have your infotainment system there, you can swipe there. But something I also noticed in the interior of the Mercedes E-Class is that there's a lot of what we call, how do we call it? Duplication of functionalities. Okay, as you can see, in the center console, there's something that we call, in BMW, we call it the iDrive system. Here, the Mercedes command. I was so challenged in using this thing because I really feel that it's so complicated. If you want to select something on the screen there, it takes a while for you to actually get used to this. I think BMW found out the right thing with the iDrive. Now siseme nasema kwa sababu I love BMW, but using the Mercedes system to navigate through the screen and stuff like that, it's just crazy. It's not for a first time owner of this car. Also notice that there are touch sensitive pads or the buttons on the steering wheel, both sides. Those are actually used to control quite a number of medias, that whatever is happening on the screen and stuff like that. So So if there's somewhere that Mercedes excels in, is putting luxury and quality and comfort inside their cars. On the door panels you get your switches for your seats, also the seat heaters are there. Then the car is fitted with quality premium Burmesters 13 speakers around it. Of course, you have your switch for opening your boot, that's there. Also, the handbrake, where the handbrake was located was a nightmare for me. Also, I didn't like the fact that Mercedes did mount this gear lever on the steering column. You know, I am used to driving BMW, so anytime I wanted to really use that gear lever, my mind was like, maybe I just want to turn, or maybe I'm indicating, or maybe I'm just trying to actually do the wiping stuff. So yes, quite a number of functionalities. We may not really take a lot of time talking about all of them. Go and watch reviews which have been done on this car, but the car is worth your money. Of course, I can conclude by saying that I am a BMW fanboy, but what I can say is that at least if I was given an opportunity to buy either of them, I'd buy a BMW 320 series just for the thrill and performance and driving experience, but I'd buy a Mercedes-Benz E-Class just to go there and close business deals or stand out among my peers. That is my honest review. Thank you. Now in this part of the video, let's talk about the buying process, the purchase process. I know people are waiting, how much did you save? That is what I'm coming for. So this order was placed by our subscriber around 29th of September. So then we started processing it in October. Now, we bought this car in Japan through what is called the auction. And by the way, if you've been keen enough, we've always talked about how the auction works. So this car was grade 4.5. And there's a reason as to why we only want to buy cars which are grade 4 and above. The quality of those cars are great. When it comes to quality of cars from Japan, Japan does not actually play around with standards. When the car is bad, they will rate it accordingly. When the car is good, they will rate it accordingly. So after we bought the car through a bidding process, of course, you bid, and if you're lucky, you win. If you don't win, you wait for the next car. The car was taken for inspection, then the COR was issued, then the ship was booked. So the car arrived in Mombasa around 30th of October. Then we only took like 4 to 5 days, I think 5 days maximum, and we cleared the car and it was ready for handover to the client. So we saved around 400,000 on this car. Why? Because the entry level grade of this car is being sold for about 4.7 to even 5.3. Dealers in Kenya are selling the avant-garde grade from even 5.3 to about 5.5 there, depending on the trim level. This car was having a mileage of 51,000. So the car is legit, and the savings may actually vary according to the car that you're looking for. We are not saying that you will save all the time when you import a car with us, but there are some cars that you are guaranteed that you really save. But there are some cars that you may not really see the sense of importing with us, because the price here is already cheaper than the price that you can import it, because they will be newer here and the tax will be more. So that has been my video. If you really like and you want to import a car, get in touch with us and we'll be able to deliver. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.